Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Leonidas here. I'm just doing a video on a sort of a tutorial on how I'm going to do my version of the A-TACS Foliage Green Camo. That's the Advanced Tactical and Concealment camouflage in the green. And what it looks like, I've got my proper A-TACS FG boonie hat. And as you can tell, it looks more like a spray paint camouflage. And it's got kind of like your tans and your kind of light browns. And then has like sort of like two different shades of green. Has a lighter kind of OD and a really dark, and almost where it goes brown. So really about 6 shades of color in here, and kind of gives it that three-dimensional pattern. Now, unfortunately, I only have 3 colors of paint with me, and with spray paint, unless I was doing stenciling, which I don't really feel like you could stencil this camouflage very well. I'm just going to use like a coyote brown, a light OD green, and then an actual like an olive, darker olive green. So I'm just going to use these 3. I prefer Rust-Oleum these days. I used to use Krylon more. You cannot find the Krylon camouflage, or I haven't been able to find it anymore. So now it's the Rust-Oleum camouflage. I like both brands. I mean, I think the Rust-Oleum is a little better, and that's probably why you can find it now. And then what else I have is as I work. Well, basically, I kind of give the steps of kind of how you're going to prepare what you're going to paint. So what I'm painting here today is just all sorts of different pieces. I got my SOG Fast Talk Cold Steel GI Tonto, my Gerber multi-tool, the sheath for the Tonto, and my little mini survival tin. So I'm going to be painting all that. So it's important to have the surfaces ready, cleaned off, good to go. And so once you have those surfaces ready, what the next step to do is I'll just kind of do it real quick. Like for example, on this Gerber here, it's all sort of scratched up on. This is the old Krylon paint, so it needs a new paint job, or it's about time. So what I'm going to do is prepare the surface area. Got a homemade sort of sanding block, and then I'm just going to lightly hit it, and I'm not going to overdo it because this paint is not going to have a problem adhering to the previous paint, because of, especially it's sort of a rough paint job. So I've got that. So kind of you want to sand things down, and then once you're done doing that, you're going to want to cover up what you don't want painted. For example, like on this Gerber tool, I'm just going to cover up all the blades and everything with the blue painter's tape, because I don't want any of that. I don't want paint all over my knife blades and kind of sticking that and gumming that up. So just cover up what you want, then finish preparing your surfaces. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll be ready to get started on my version of the A-TACS FG Camo. Alright, so I just want to make a note that after I sanded what I needed down, I didn't go crazy trying to get all the original material off. I mean, I still like having some of the old paint, but I did rough it up enough where I feel like the paint would adhere to it enough. And then what I did is I wiped off the excess with a microfiber cloth. So you just don't want any excess dirt or grime underneath your paint, or it's not going to stick as well. It's gonna just kind of peel up and crack over time. So you want a clean but I would say a rough surface, unless you use a primer. I thought about using a primer, but I think for the small object like this, it's going to get a little too thick with the paint. And then I also want to say about the weather and kind of like the temperature. Right now it's like a moderate temperature, somewhere between probably like 65 to 70 degrees. You got a slight breeze. It's good to have a little bit of a breeze. Kind of keeps like the dust and the debris off, instead of the air just being still while you're painting. But or if you do your paint indoors, it's going to be completely different for you. So I'm just going to get started and use this coyote brown. That's what I say it looks like. And I'm just going to do the first coat, and I'm going to go probably pretty light coat. Get a good about foot distance. As you can tell, I've got everything covered. I don't want to paint. I covered the edges because I don't feel like re-edging any of these, and I just really don't want to do that. I don't feel like it's necessary. I just want to add in between coats, you want to be kind of shaking your paint. It's Gotta make sure it's still stirred up, good to go, because you don't really want it to come out splotchy and whatnot. So just keep it stirred up, and then in the meantime, I coated both sides, and it's still a little tacky, but it takes a good, depending on the weather, it takes a good 20 minutes or so for it to dry all the way through. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the green going. I'm going for kind of the larger green pattern. So I got the kind of the brown, the coated brown down. And I'm going to get this green. It's close, not perfect. Then I'm going to put the olive in the, kind of centered up in the other green pattern. In some areas, I like to just add in a hint, just a hint of the green and whatnot. And that's all it's gonna need right now. And then now, next part, I'm gonna get the darker OD on top of that green. All right, so the shades are a little different, but I've got the lighter, kind of tan, coaty down. I did kind of like the lighter green, and then now I'm gonna go with like the dark, kind of olive color, and you can tell it's outside of the green on some, and then kind of splotched in the middle of it in other areas. So that's my next part, and that'll pretty much finalize this side, and then I just got to get the other side. But I'm using dark. Real lightly. Okay, that's that. So then I just gotta get the other side, and then I'll have the finished product in front of me right here. And I just want to go ahead and say, this is probably, with the materials I had and the paint colors that I was using, this is probably the best I'm going to be able to do right now. I might be able to eventually get a fourth color in there. The coyote is a little dark for this. This is almost really like a tie-dye sort of pattern. So I'll kind of show each individual piece. Got the fast hawk. I did that, and I'm probably gonna let these dry for probably another hour at least, just to make sure it's not real tacky. I painted the sheath for it, the Kydex sheath that I had. It was custom made by me by Endless Mountain Supply, and had my survival tin that I painted front and back, and my GI Tonto. And I don't have to re-edge either one of these, and I actually like that, how the edge kind of really sticks out and slides in there like that. Great, love it, love it. And Kydex belt loop for my sheath, Gerber multi-tool, and as you get, let me show you here, I didn't end up painting the blades of it, so that turned out great. And then lastly, just something I want to throw a shout out for are these cord locks. You can get them from Walmart. They're like 50 cents or something, or maybe $1 for the whole pack, and that's what they turned out like. So pretty happy with that overall. It definitely will wear faster than Duracoat. I'll go ahead and throw that out there. But still, for the price and for the time it takes to paint this, I really recommend doing this. And I think the SOG Fast Hawk turned out pretty awesome. So, but anyway, that's all I got. It's Mr. Leonidas signing out. I appreciate your time.